Welcome to another video from Dr. Lock. Today we have this profile. If you can see that, that is a sludge with a sludge restricted with a sidebar. See that? So we don't see a lot of these in Australia. Sludge is pretty big over in the US, not so much over in Australia, but we've come to this job and it's actually got this on it, so we need to actually get it working. What the problem is that when you put the key in, it doesn't go all the way in, so something could be happening at the back there. We also have another master key as well, and we're getting the same response there. To be quite honest, this is the first time I've ever sort of pulled one of these sludges apart, and we will have to get it working. Parts and things are probably not going to be available, so I'm just going to check with my tool, see that we're getting all the depth, and it looks like we are. So we're going to have to possibly take out a few little things just to get this working. Alright, so I'm checking with a pick. The pick seems to be working. Just going to check that sidebar, see if we can get that to move at all. If not, we might actually have to remove the cylinder all the way from the back like we did on the previous video, and that's not going to be too much fun. So I'm getting a little bit of resistance there. I might just give it a tap. And now it's actually working. Okay, so something inside is stopping this from going all the way, but we did get the key to turn, so we are saving ourselves a lot of time from having to dismantle this lock from the back. Look at these guys. In the bricks. Wiggling the body. There we go. Right. Let's have a look and see what's going on inside this sludge. We say sludge. I know other people say it differently around the world, but excuse my accent or my terminology. Okay, so we take off the tail piece. That's just like a standard PD. Can't really see much there. I can also see a big screw thread through here, so I'm not too sure what that's for. Okay, we'll get our key. Oh, seems to go in there nicely now, but still I want to pull the plug. I want to see what's in this, see if there's anything fancy happening, see if anything wrong is happening. So we've got our pins on top. They're just a standard 6 in line. There don't seem to be any trouble at all, really. I can feel a little, oh, there goes one. I can feel a little bit of resistance. Let's check that sidebar. Oh, there goes the ball bearing. This little ball bearing right here, where's my tweezers? Oh, I just lost it now on my dirty bench. There's a little tiny ball bearing that kind of sits in there. So obviously what happens there is that that sits on that chamber right there, and when they use a particular key, it actually allows it to rotate and get trapped in there. I mean, it doesn't really do much now, but it probably would have when they were installing it. Okay, so flipping around, there's our sidebar. So you see that little part right there? Can you see it right there? That is actually working our sidebar, which is very interesting because that is about the distance of where our key started to play up. So we're going to remove the key now. And this is internal. I mean, I don't really believe it even needs this sidebar. I might see if this can be removed. Obviously it's got some sort of burr on it or some sort of damage to it. So no, it does look like it's been sort of pressed into the cylinder. Let's go through now and see what is actually happening. So the pins seem to work just fine. Sidebar, it's allowing the sidebar to go in now. Another thing to check is the key, and I can see on this key here, if you can see it, there is a bit of wear right on that angle right there. So instead of the sidebar coming in and going up this angle, it might actually be coming in and getting stuck here, because I can feel a bit of a notch right there. Feel a bit of a notch right there as well. Yeah. I might actually just hit that with a file, just to straighten that up. I'm just fixing up that lead edge. Because that cylinder hasn't done too much good. So just give it a quick little file now, just to make sure that lead edge is good. Just giving it a few little scratches along there. And it seems to go in quite well now. As for removing that sidebar, it looks like it is spring loaded, and it looks like it's actually pressed in there, so I don't think we're going to get away with actually removing it, and I don't think we're going to get away with repairing it. We certainly don't have the part to repair it, so I think all we can kind of do now is lubricate it. So I'll throw a little bit of graphite there. Oop, we lost a couple there. That's the thing with master pins, they always go flying if you're not careful. Okay, so there's our side part there, and it comes straight through the lock, straight through the housing, sorry. And it seems to slide in there quite nicely. So a little bit of lubrication seems to have done the job, giving that lead edge just a bit of a scrape here. So basically just tightening up that lead edge seems to have done a bit of the job as well. But that is the Schlage security sidebar. I'll give you the profile on this. It's got like a little A there. Looks like D125 or 05. D125 is a profile, I believe. So one that we're not too familiar with in Australia. And of course, do not copy patented 715.717. So that little sidebar here stopped the key from going all the way in, most likely because the lead ramp had been damaged. And once that was sort of cleaned up a bit, it's going there nicely. A lot of high security locks you don't put graphite in, but just looking at it, it doesn't look that high security. It looks like it's got plenty of tolerance in there, so a little bit of graphite just to get that little part moving should do the job. Okay, thanks for watching.
To keep up to date with all the latest videos, push the subscribe button, which is located just below the video. We normally post a video once or twice a week, so if you push this, you'll see all the latest locks that we're looking at and the latest lock products. Thanks for watching.